Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's a gear update, well, a final gear update on the Elemental Pets build. This is what I'm calling my best gear set. But as you can see, most of this stuff is faction items that can be bought, gear that can be crafted from blueprints that can be bought from faction stores, monster infrequent drops, and that's pretty much it. So the weapon that's craftable from a blueprint you buy from Bismail faction. Rings, they're identical because I bought them at the same time from the Bismail faction. You can farm that in Forgotten Gods area, quite a few different Forgotten Gods areas. That's of Zarya. That's low level. I got that. I think I got that in normal, never bothered replacing it. Cuirass, pauldrons, you just buy them from the Bismail shop. Farm that off the Guardian of Bismail. Third boss in the Forgotten Hidden Path quest. Forgotten Gods Hidden Path, get them confused all the time. That, now, that's nothing to do with this build. The only reason I'm using that is so I can dual wield those things. There's other ways you could do that. I mean, if you get that drop, you could use that. That lets you dual wield. There's a medal, that thing, Direwolf Crest. That'll let you dual wield melee weapons. You could swap that for that. Belts crafted from a Soleil blueprint. That's crafted from a Malmoth blueprint. Those are just rubbish, random rubbish drops. You can get much better stuff than that in random drops. If you get it, equip it. So that's what I'd call the best set of gear. We'll come back to looking at some of these alternative bits and pieces in a sec. Let's just go and... I haven't got very far in Ultimate. I got into Ultimate and sort of trying to sort of build out. Sometimes there's a totem down here. I'll go and have a look. If not, we'll kill some other stuff. Of course the totem's not there, is it? Yeah, I haven't got any Ognabog leather yet. Not on this guy. Where's that gone? There you go, look. It's a bit of pet crap. Where's Milton? He's always a laugh a minute. Here, Milton. Okay, that means he's over here. There he is. I haven't entered that quest rewarding yet, so I keep seeing him on the map. There he is, look. Watch him go now. That spinning thing, that's from the Korvac constellation. Quite fancy doing a skeleton build and putting that on skeletons. I don't know how many of them you get flying around at the start. I've already got that. So that's that set of gear. What I'll do is I'll swap it around now and put on what I'd call, I don't know, the second best set. So that involves ditching them, sticking that on, that shield. I'll ditch those rings, put them on. What else have we got to get rid of that? Swap that for Hallions. Don't need that anymore. So you've got a choice now. You've got Hysteria. So that's a set as it is. I think I've swapped everything around. What else do I... Yeah. So that's pretty much your slightly not as good set of gear. So the only thing that's on there that you need to craft from a blueprint is Hysteria, and you get that from Homestead or Coven of Ognabog, and you get that at respected status. I think I'm right about that. You get that very early on, so you can craft that. So there's nothing on there that it's like a massive crafting issue. These things are a bit of a faff to craft. as is that. But if you put the time in, do a bit of farming, bit of grinding, you'll get the items you need to craft those things. So that's what I call the second set of, well, yeah, the most budget set of gear. Now, a quick that'll give you that. There you go. Where is it? There he is. That'll give you that crab summon, so you've got an additional pet. So the next step up from that, if you go to Hiram in Steel Cap, you can swap that out. So you ditch your crab, and you get a Stormhound. There he is. So he's slightly better. His damage types are more suitable to this build, and that's all pretty good. I'll turn some of this stuff back on.
That skill's not ready.
Right, so that's that bunch. So we go a little bit further up, just to demonstrate this. I mean, the only difference between this and the other build is the crab. So this is doing more fire damage now than pure elemental. This is pretty good. There you go, look, there's a pet thing, but it's the wrong type of damage. Yeah, so that set of gear, that's what that looks like. And these two things work together. That adds a whole bunch of physical damage to Moldrigan's Pact and Blood of Dreeg. And then that converts 100% of the physical, well, it says 98. I've got one that, well, there's one there that does 100, that does 100, 100, 97, 94. So, you know, if you go and farm that, you'll get one that does 100%. But I mean, for sake of argument, that's doing 98%. I mean, you're not going to miss that 2% physical damage, really. So that's converting it all to fire damage. So the pets that do that thing does physical damage, so it's obviously converted to fire. He does a bunch of physical damage. Just on those two nodes, that's all converted to fire. So yeah, so the only difference between that, where you've got to go to Hiram in Steel Cap and refresh his inventory. I've got a video showing how to do that. If you want to stick with that crab thing, I mean, it's not brilliant, but that's you're gonna get that set of gear really easily. Alternative bits and pieces, like I said, there's things like that, and where's it gone? That thing, no, that where's it? There it is. Direwolf Crest. If you get an item drop that will let you dual wield, then you don't have to give up your summonable pet on the relic to dual wield these things. Because you could use one of those, but the trouble is, if you look at that, 54% physical converted to elemental, 47 converted to elemental. So with both of those, I get 100% physical converted to elemental. If I only equip one of them, I don't. That item there, that Bloodsworn Codex, that's a good early item before you get that shield drop. I think you're likely to get those drop before you get them, although it's pretty close working through the base game. That specifically does stuff to summon Briarthorn, whereas everything that's putting into Moldrigan's Pact and Blood of Dreeg will buff all the pets. What have we not mentioned? Not really anything. Those, yeah, I mean, that's another version of that. Just got to watch it. When you get high level versions of those, the spirit requirement's quite high, but I got these things dropped. Look at that. Because I was wearing, as an early version of that's an 84. Where's the early one? Oh, maybe they're both, yeah, they're both 84s. That was all right. That was pretty good. And then I got that drop with 105 spirit and a plus 7% spirit, which completely sorted out my spirit issues. So I could equip whatever I want without messing around too much with attribute points. Those need a bit of cunning as well, 3, 5, 6. But the main thing is when you get a high level one of those, that's a level 94, required spirit 572. So I got well over that. That's mostly because of those. So that's it. What I'll do is I'll get a bit further on in Ultimate. I'll do, I don't know, stuff like Rashalga, Steps of Torment run, and I'll do it with different versions of the gear, so I get a better demonstration of the differences. There'll be a slight difference, although I don't think it'll be massively significant. But that's that for now. And the pets are looking. Come on, scroll down. Yeah, so the only vitality's slightly iffy because I haven't got the right thing on there. I've put it on these, so I swap that round. There you go. Vitality's gone up a bit, but you can fix that. I haven't really done a lot of fixing with augments and components yet, but most of the significant stuff's all 80%. Pierce is a bit low. Vitality's a bit low. The Ether and Chaos are looking alright. Ether's like mega. Right, I'll get another one of these vids out, do a bit more of a performance test on the gear, but that was the different build, the different gear setups for you, just so you could see it. Hope you like that, and I'll get another video out as soon as I can.